Hi, welcome to Email Fridays. I'm Matt. This is Alex.
Hey.
Email Fridays, we chat email, and today's Friday. But today we're going to do something new. What are we doing, Alex?
We're doing Email of the Week. Yay!
All right, what's Email of the Week?
Email of the Week is when we take one email from one of our inboxes from this week, and we talk about why it's great.
That sounds fun. Let's do it.
Yeah. So this week, I got an email from Grubhub that said, looks like rain in your area, I believe was the subject line. And I'm like, yes, it does look like rain in my area. If you live in the San Francisco area, it looks like rain in your area too. It's been raining nonstop for the last couple weeks, and I wanted nothing to do with it, and Grubhub knew exactly what I wanted. They said, order delivery, have food come to you. And this came at about 10:30, 11, a little bit before lunchtime, giving me just enough time to order and have food at lunch delivered to me without getting wet.
That's awesome. And I think aside from including this wicked Jiffy, this is a really great example of an email that uses data on the customer, like your location, combines it with an external data source like weather, and then uses timing, like knowing that Alex is in the Pacific time zone and sending it right before lunch, like a really cool way to merge data and external data and timing to create an awesome user experience. So kudos to Grubhub, good email.
Yay, you're our Email of the Week.
Awesome. So today we're actually going to chat about activation. This is episode 3 of Email Fridays. So what do we mean when we say activation, Alex?
Activation is what a lot of people call this aha moment, when a user comes to the realization of exactly what they can get out of your product.
Mm-hmm. So it's like the first time they actually get some modicum of value from your product or your app. In general, with email, your goal around activation with email is that you need to include enough information in the email to get the user to go to the next step. You want to build curiosity. You're not trying to sell too hard. You're not trying to get them check out from within the email. That's what's going to happen next in your app or your website. You just want to build that curiosity. The balance here and the counterpart is that you don't want to go too hard in building curiosity, that you don't provide enough information that the user is going to want to go forward and go to that next step and activate. So the first example we're going to look at is actually from Facebook, and it's the status update email everyone's probably received. When Alex goes on Facebook and he updates, well, look at this cool email I just got from Grubhub, I get an email about it telling me that Alex updated his status. Now this is an example of this email I got back from February of last year. And you can see the subject line, it says here, Brendan updated his status, heart y'all, and that's included in the email body as well. Facebook also rolls up a couple of other recent status updates from my friends, gives me some social proof around how many other people are liking or commenting, and then gives me the option to open Facebook. So in this example, Facebook is essentially embedding the Facebook newsfeed into my email as a product experience, which is really cool. It means I can passively engage with Facebook without going back to the app. I'm in my email all day, so I can just go through my inbox and view these Facebook things. And I don't necessarily open this up right away. I might open up Facebook in the evening and go through all of these and like or comment.
Yeah, and this is a really good example of what it looks like to drive someone towards the behavior that would define activation. Like when Facebook wants you to activate, it means they want you to like and comment on people's statuses, because that's the core behavior that drives the app itself.
Mm-hmm. And so they're building curiosity through this one comment, 2 people like this. I want to know what that one comment is. I want to know which people like that. So I'm going to click through because of that curiosity. Now compare that to a newer Facebook email that I received just this March. So the unfortunate thing about this email is that Facebook doesn't actually tell me what the status update is. Why would I like the status update without actually knowing what the message was, or why would I comment on it? So by kind of removing some of the information and making it less about the product experience and more about driving traffic, they've actually created a bit of a disconnect here. I think the good thing in this Facebook email is that it still builds a curiosity. It still tells me that Alex and 38 others reacted to this post, and so I'm curious to find out who those 38 people were and how they reacted.
Yeah, and this is kind of the pivot from a new user to a user who is activated, is instead of demonstrating what it looks like when people use this activation behavior, when people comment on statuses, they instead say, what we're talking about when we say like and comment, now we just want you to do it more. Mm-hmm. And you try and scaling up the user behavior.
Yeah. So the next example we have from LinkedIn is the infamous email, someone visited your profile, which Alex would receive after I went and looked at his profile on LinkedIn. So this is the old example of it. Alex, you want to talk about it?
Yeah, so again, this is much like the Facebook email. They're taking a small segment of the experience that you would see in the app they're chopping it out and they're putting it right in your inbox for you. And in LinkedIn, in the app, you would see something like this, where you have a picture of people, you have their name and role, and then going on down the line of everybody who's visited your profile. So they take that, they put it in your inbox and try and get you to engage with that and understand that this is kind of the core behavior of LinkedIn, is like seeing people in your network and seeing when they interact with your own profile.
You can contrast this with the new version of this email they send, which is much like the Facebook email. They've removed a lot of the information, removed the product experience, and made this more about like just get back into the app, go back and engage with LinkedIn.
Exactly. It's the same pivot we saw in Facebook, where it's like, all right, you understand what we're talking about when we say people viewed your profile. Now we just want you to come back and keep on checking repeatedly, and you want to be focusing on this number of how many people viewed your profile. 6 people viewed your profile, 10 people viewed your profile. Like that's, they want to try and grow you into a power user, and you define yourself by how many people are viewing your profile instead of just learning about how that interaction works.
I think the interesting trend here is looking at how the emails have changed as the users become more mature in their life cycle. When you're an early Facebook user and you don't understand how it works really well, getting the newsfeed in your email is really great for building that value and understanding how it all works. Once you're a power user, you're a couple years in, you don't need the entire newsfeed in your email. It's better to get like a consolidated view that drives you back into the app and drives you to re-engage. So I think companies should definitely look at doing a hybrid, a different experience for the less mature users and a more streamlined experience for more mature customers.
Yeah, and that's exactly the balance that you have to do, right? It's like, especially if you're a newer user, if they pull the trigger on this change too early and you're just like 6 new profile views before you actually care about that number, and you want more to see who these people are when you're getting your first couple of views.
Yeah.
Like if you do that too early, you really frustrate people.
Totally. Awesome. Well, that's all we have for today's Email Friday. What are we talking about next time?
Next time we're talking about referrals and how to get the most out of them in your emails.
Awesome. Well, if you enjoyed Email Fridays, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, or share this on your favorite social network. If you have any comments, leave them in the comments. See you next time.
Bye.
Quick shout out today to Donors Choose, an awesome nonprofit.
We love Donors Choose. They're doing this thing. Check it out. #BestSchoolDay. Boom.
Well, shout it out.
Nailed it.